Neogun? Hello? Are you okay? Actually, holy sh... What? He's hovering around 20 HP, and he's still engaging. Alrighty guys, hello and welcome back to the show. Today we have a cast coming your way. It's going to be on Adaptive Wonder Open. We've been here before several times. Take a look at the reclaim. We've got about 62,000 on the map. This is a, how many is this? A 6v6. Yeah, 6v6, not a 7v7. With 2 players, so a little bit of an asymmetrical player layout here. But let's go ahead and get into introducing said players real quick before things get started. Slightly different, actually, before we get into that, slightly different aspect of this map is we do have a lot of civilian neutral buildings here in the middle. It's part of the adaptive part of Adaptive Wonder Open. So you can set different things like reclaim amounts and civilian buildings and stuff like that. So yeah, kind of cool. Get creative, host some different games. I always love to see different games. Anyway, let's introduce our players. Rearguard air position for team number 2, because we're going to go out of order today, is going to be Maverick. And he's going Seraphim opening first land, and then we'll go south to north for team 2. We got Death Squad going Cybran opening first and second land. Stoned Elf, seen him a couple times on the channel. He's going UEF opening first and second land. Next we've got Saint Pauli, who's going Cybran opening first land. Undecided what he's going to do second yet. To his north, we've got Quirky, who's going UEF opening first land, which I gotta say, with a name like Quirky, this is probably the least quirky faction that you could play, but I digress wildly. Next, we'll go to Axel, some number, oh, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 for the 10. And he's going Seraphim opening first and second land. Let's flip to team number 1 because we went out of order. We've got Burning Firefly, who's going air there for team number 1, going UEF opening first land. Following our south to north tradition, we have Balfron, who's going UEF opening first land. On his way to the middle, we've got Neogun, who's going Aeon, and he's actually opening first land. First Aeon of the day. Next, we got Skibby Dibby Zoomy Zoo. I call him Skippy. He's going Seraphim and land all day. Our lovely red player to the north is going to be Corn, because he likes corn, and he's going to be going UEF opening first land. And last but not least, we got Cheerios going in a very appropriate color for Cheerios, opening first, second, and third land as the UEF faction. So let's talk a little bit about this map. So we got some point defense here in the middle. We've got Skippy, who's got an artillery there deployed out, going to take some damage with his commander, but not going to be the end of the world. He's going to be the lucky beneficiary of some of this early reclaim. And team number 2 not seeming to prioritize any of the civilian buildings. And Skippy got a second artillery coming out now too, to start dealing with some more of these point defense. I guess civilians are set as enemy in this adaptive. Oh no, he's going after the anti-air turret and just causing damage to a UEF science lab before he vacuums it up for reclaim. It's okay, all these buildings were evacuated, I'm sure, before this war ensued. Either that or they're full of civilians that are screaming for mercy right now as the Seraphim commander just vacuums up their homes from under them. It's a very vivid picture if I've ever painted one in my life. But yeah, team number 1 going to be getting the lion's share of that reclaim there in the middle. And then as far as expansion, it's going kind of the way that you would expect, I think. So we've got kind of the strong side on both sides expanding more aggressively towards the corner of the map, which actually I think has... No, this is the standard amount of mexes. I'm going crazy. Actually, it might not be. There are so many different versions of this map. They have different amounts of mexes, so yeah. Gun damage and range now coming in there for Cheerios. Speed and range on the way for Death Squad. Speed and range coming in for Axel. Speed and range coming in for St. Pauli. Speed and range coming in for Maverick. Man, everybody is getting their comm upgrades, and gun comm seems to be the upgrade of choice for a lot of these players. I got a comment on the fact, though, that Maverick is playing air. I find that slightly ironic. I don't know whether this was an opti spawn kind of situation or whether he requested air. T2 kicks off there for Balfron. And as recommended by one of my lovely viewers, I did check out the Critical Drinker channel on YouTube. It's mostly like movie reviews and stuff like that. Funny dude. Very insightful, though, with a lot of his review stuff. And as I was reviewing games for this cast, ran across his review of Top Gun Maverick. So, yeah, for whatever reason, Top Gun just seems to be on my mind. Although it's on every American's mind. Like, are you actually American if you don't think about Top Gun, like, at least 3 to 4 times a day? You know, I mean, come on. Come on, come on. Gun upgrades, though, finishing up. And Skippy actually is taking a lot of damage from these point defense. Like, an unreasonably large amount of damage considering he has artillery in the area. Just be patient, dude. He took 8,000 points of damage from the point defense. And, I mean, yeah, you got a lot of reclaim, but you've got artillery in the area, man. Just be a little bit patient. Have some patience, Skippy. Patience. Be patient, Skippy. Don't go forward. Skippy, Skippy. Not another step forward. There you go. Good, Skippy. Let's grab a reclaim from a safe spot. We'll see what he does next. See if he actually waits for the point defense to go down. We got one more to go. It should go down in one more shell. All right, good. Skippy, you now have permission to proceed forward. All right. How do we feel about that? Silent? All right. Silence works for me. All right. T2 now on the way for Stone Delph as well. And I think we talked about Quirky going gun damage and range. I don't know. I think just everybody has gone for a gun upgrade this game. Ironically, except for Stone Delph, who's going for Tech 2. And as far as... Oh, actually, we've got... Axel is actually pushed up a little bit more aggressively up into the northern section of the map. Cheerios with that gun upgrade is in a good position to threaten. Axel, of course, with his own gun upgrade. But it looks like Cheerios is looking to move aggressively here. And there's a lot of spam here in the vicinity for team number 1. Axel needs to play this a little bit more conservatively than he is. He is... right now running into enemy units and losing several of his own units, which, you know, not ideal. Does have that gun upgrade, though, so can at least dish out some good damage before he meets an untimely demise. I have no idea if he's actually going to meet an untimely demise. I'm just guessing. I actually watched this replay, like, a while back and had it just kind of cataloged, so I don't 100% remember how it turns out, which is going to make it interesting as far as, like, remembering who dies first, but that's okay. Although Axel's looking like a pretty good contender for first. I mean, if the T1 units here from Korn would sweep in, it could be bad news bears for Axel, as he's starting to tank a lot of T1 shells there. But Korn actually pulling back and really hanging Cheerios out to dry here as Quirky shows up with his commander. And that's going to force Cheerios off the front line here. Quirky... they still have range, but they're really struggling with the pathfinding around their units. Cheerios escapes with about 2k HP for now. We'll see if Axel can get some sort of Shift G off here. Actually, he might just kill him with Tech 1 units. Jeez. He's got enough Tech 1 units in the area. Down to 500 HP. Gets a nice rank of veterancy, though. 500, 300. Nope, he's out of there. First ejection of the game is Cheerios. 7 minutes and 50 seconds. Although, does anybody really eat Cheerios anymore? Like, I'm not talking like Honey Nut Cheerios, like they're obviously the bomb, but like you can't equate, like, you can't say, yeah, I eat Cheerios and then qualify that with like, I eat Honey Nut Cheerios. That's like saying, I eat, I don't know. Oh, here we go. I eat beans, but it's actually tofu. Like, okay, that's not beans. That's like some gelatinous mixture that some vegan or vegetarian shit out of a something or other. I'm not a big tofu fan, in case you haven't noticed. I like red meat. I'm from Texas. I'm an American. What did you expect? All right, Death Squad now facing off against Balfron, who's actually got a drone upgrade, Tech 2, and gun. Death Squad with that stealth upgrade as well as gun. To his north, we have Stone Delph, who does have Tech 2 working on a triad right now. It's going to offer a nice little exclusion zone and give Death Squad here a little bit of cover. But Death Squad starting to look a little bit peaky here. Does have some T1 units in reserve bringing in. He's dropping down to just about 5,000 HP, though. Triad does go up. Death Squad, I think, needs to be making a beeline for that. Actually, no. Is he going to go aggressive here? He goes for the Shift G there on Balfron. Balfron's starting to take a whole lot of punishment here from Stoned Elf's commander moving in. And Death Squad isolating him with his Tech 1 units. Got to get out of that Calm Explosion range, though. He is down to 2,400 HP. We'll see if he ticks up. He ticks up. Oh, no, he hasn't. Oh my god, that was clutch. All right, so let's unpack what just happened, because a lot happened on the screen there. Gunships came in. All right. I might do like a slow motion of this on the screen. But Death Squad Shift G-ing on Balfron to trap him so that he could get away because he was under 2,500 HP. He ticks just over 2,500 HP as gunships come in. Tech 2 gunships from, I didn't quite catch who they were. I think they might have been from Burning Firefly because they were UEF gunships. Tech 2 gunships come in, tip Death Squad below 2,500. Then Death Squad gets a last shot off. And as Neogun actually going down too. Stoned Elf just really not giving two shits. Neogun? Hello? Are you okay? Actually, holy sh... What? He's hovering around 20 HP, and he's still engaging. Oh my god, what a wacky game. Alright, so Neogun... last artillery! Okay, no. Alright, anyway, Death Squad down below 2,500 HP as gunships come in to tip him below 2,500 HP, and then literally right as Balfron exploded, Death Squad vetted. Pretty sure. Yeah, he got a vet, and that put him up over 3,600 HP. That's like the closest shave I think I've ever seen. Outside of the one that literally happened like 20 seconds later, as Neogun's still in danger here from Tech 1 bombers, down to 100 HP. Anti-air being scrambled by Skippy, who has inherited Balfron's old base. Neogun starting to do the bomber dance here, as he's down to just 100 HP. One more bomb puts him in the grave here. Last bomber coming in. Okay, just... Oh, he eats that one down to 50 HP. My god, Neogun, if you have a lottery ticket, dude, or if you don't, you should go buy a lottery ticket. Like, if you didn't go down to the convenience store and buy a lottery ticket after that, or book a flight to Vegas or something like that, dude, your luck, I'm telling you, is on like an all-time high right now. Like, look at that. Look at the absolute madness in that man's eyes as he's just like head bobbing his way back to his base. Love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, well, that was insane. As the insanity doesn't stop, because Maverick, being a Maverick that he is, with Nano and gun, just has decided to walk up and say hello to a couple of Tech 2 point defense. Does he not have overcharge? Does Maverick not have overcharge? No, he has overcharge. He's just, I'm assuming, working on a Tech 3 P-Gen right now. So that's cool, but I'm not quite sure what the plan is here, as Natha's come in overhead. Little off the mark, though, on the bombs. The exception of one of them. Drops down to under 6,000 HP. As Death Squad, I can only... I'm not sure if Death Squad meant that as like a Maverick. What the hell are you doing? But I can only see that as a Strat comes in to finish the job. I can really only hear Death Squad saying that in the tone of voice where it's like, hey, Mav, what you doing? Either way, Strat coming in. There is Tech 3 up, but Tech 3 power is not done yet. And this Strat's not going to help anything, as it's bagged to now, I think, 3 Tech 2 mexes and a commander. So that Strat's feeling pretty good about himself right now. Does have ASF as well. Burning Firefly up on his air game here. Oh, and he goes for the engineers. No, he goes for the power. But either way, that's still pretty good. All right, Sam does come up there from Death Squad, which is good. At least that'll protect his air grid, or I mean air building. There's not really a grid anymore. Strat's continuing to go after Tech 2 mexes. That Tech 2 mex was about 80% of the way upgraded to Tech 3 as well, which is heartbreaking. Tech 1 AA being deployed. Just kind of like if it's flak, just as far as the, I think as far as the travel speed of the shell, kind of struggles with dealing with strats and ASFs. As Natha's coming in on the HQ that is almost upgraded to Tech 3. And Strat still dropping bombs over there on the right side, left side of the map. Your other left, Hunter. Just outed my first name. Oh well, that's fine. If you're part of my Discord server, which I'm pretty sure anybody who wants to be is, you would already know my first name. So I also don't think that's the first time I've accidentally slipped up. But anyway. Alright, so the strat goes down. There's another one up here, though, that's been causing problems for, that would be Axel, who is still playing fast and loose with his commander. Got himself a shiny new nano upgrade. Has a lot of Tech 1 units. A lot of Tech 1 production as well. Does have his Tech 2 HQ finished off, though. So definitely needs to get some Ilshis into this mix. We go for a Tech 3 rush or something like that. Point defense starting to get spammed up there by Skippy. Skippity bippity bop. Strat's coming over. Actually getting some decent hits, but they're going after the commander. Axel now down to about 12,000 HP with that nano repair upgrade. Makes him pretty tanky. A pretty heavy duty fucker. We've got 2 ambassadors still up. Lots of ground-based AA. Axel not really doing a very good job at dodging. The ambassadors, I believe, can be dodged, if I remember correctly. I think the only one that is undodgeable is the Cybran. The Cybran also has stealth. Cybran Master Race. Anyway. Alright, Strats retasked, not going after Axel. He'll make it away with about 6,000 HP. Another Strat making its way down towards the south part of the map, bagging another T2 mechs. Burning Firefly doing a lot of infrastructural damage here. Gonna bag another one there. Finally, ASF's now out from Death Squad, who is now the air player there for team number 2. And I would imagine that's going to be the end of the strategic bomber fuckery there for team number 1. But you can start to see some of the damage that it did. So on the eco front, we got 292 to 281. It's not a huge discrepancy, but being that we've got a lot of mexes that are either not producing anything or producing significantly less than they were before, I would expect to see that gap start to widen a little bit here over the next few minutes. We'll see how it goes. As far as your chip leader goes, for overall mass income per second, we got Skippy up there at 304. He does have, well, he's working with almost 3 bases here. I think Korn just kind of maybe went the way of new metal in the late 2000s and just kind of gave up. I don't know. Any big metalheads will know what I'm talking about with that one. Attempted run by here on the bottom. It's from Paulie. Paulie's been pretty quiet this game. That run by is not going anywhere with the point defense, by the way. Well, I mean, actually, I don't know. They might be able to get a couple tanks past. Triad as well. They're going to get an engineer, that's for sure. And if they position themselves correctly, they can get a Tech 2 Mex as well. All right, you got your Mantis back there. Now what are you going to do with them? You got Tech 3 out actually from Korn, who maybe hasn't entirely gone the way of Limp Bizkit yet. But another point defense being spammed up. That means those Mantis are gonna be going down. This is probably the most sarcastic cast I think I've had in a very, very long time. All right, Axel. What you gonna show us next? He's got still working with just basic nano, so I don't think he's gone for any additional upgrades. We're gonna have Stingers being deployed by Burning Firefly. Got ASF out from both players, although Burning Firefly, I don't think prioritizing them quite as hard. We got 9 on the field for him. I'm thinking Death Squad actually might have a little bit of a leg up here. Yeah, so Death Squad has a little bit of a leg up, despite him being later into the air game and having to manage a couple of different things at the same time. I think that he's put a little bit more priority on that air, as a couple of Titans get cleaned up by some Loyalists and some Mantis. Yeah, looking at the air grids, I think for both of the air players, 2 air factories, 2 P-gens. Actually on pause right now. Burning Firefly power stalling? No, mass stalling. Going for Tech 3 mexes, actually. He's upgrading this mex before he ringed it. All right, everybody, down in the comments. What happens whenever you upgrade a Tech 2 mex to Tech 3 without ringing it with P-gen, or without ringing it with mass storage? I can't speak. Fuck, what the hell is wrong with me? It means that you should start shaming him. Shame. 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 All right. But either way, Death Squad air grid actually in a better position here, with 4th Air Factory going up to T3P gens. A little bit healthier, not having to split his, well, he's actually having to split his mass more, so I was going to try and give Burning Firefly an out there, but obviously not going to be able to pull that one off. And we got some Firebase action here. Some Firebase action. And the Obsidians are learning just how bad a Firebase can be. Actually, it's really not that chunky of a Firebase. There's like 2 PD in here. It's just shields with a lot of units and some TML, or TMD. Speaking of TML, we do have a TML here. There for Axel. Got 3 kills, 1 rank of veterancy, and that would be 1,600 mass killed. Well done, sir. Well done. Unfortunately, they seem to be on to you because we got buzz kills up now. So, you know, it was a good effort. Ithoda is done, though, by Skippity Bippity Boppity Doo Dah. And I don't know if we've got any experimentals even in the oven here for Team 2. That could be devastating. I'm seeing nothing. I'm seeing nothing. I got nothing. All right. What they do have, though, is they've got bricks and a very special set of skills. Those bricks are dying now, so maybe it was not a good idea to call out the bricks. But either way, they do have a couple of bricks. I would start spamming up PD. Looks like actually St. Paul is going to start working on a spider bot. Here's a sentence I never thought would come out of my mouth. St. Paul is working on a spider bot. As we got Titans run by there from Korn, who's been basically like a freak on a leash this game, you know? He has really kind of ceded a lot of that control there to Skippity Boppity Boppity, but has still been a certified freak, though. And we do have an air engagement as well, so we'll zoom out a little bit, keep an eye on both of these things. Air engagement looks to be going the way of Death Squad. As we talked about earlier, Death Squad with a slightly healthier air grid. He had more ASF out on the field, so it's going to be air control going the way of Death Squad for the time being. Although due to the amounts of ASF that are on the field and the pressure from the land on Team 1, I'm not sure how much he's going to be able to get done with that air advantage. These Titans running rampant. Quirky going to bring his commander up. Tell me you have overcharge, man. Quick pause. Apologies. He does have overcharge. Flaps down 2 of those Titans with overcharge. Ithoda is shooting something somewhere. Where is the Ithoda shooting? There it is. All right, we're going to focus on the Ithoda now, as it's starting to run into, make contact with the enemy bases here. Engineers trying to get some triads up to respond. We got mongoose pelting it. We got bricks. They are throwing everything they got and the kitchen sink against it. Even whalers coming in there from Death Squad. So unfortunately, though, the whaler's going to run into a healthy amount of flak as well as the ASFs. Lightning tank does go down, though, so that means at least those whalers will have a little bit of breathing room. Actually, that Ithoda not as healthy as I thought it was going to be after these initial engagements. Although its back is to a brick, it's getting hit by whalers. One more whaler left, as the ASFs there from Burning Firefly really going for the surgical strikes there, even if it means they're going to lose ASF. That I thought was going to walk back, tail between its legs. It looks like Skippy's going to be having chicken for dinner. He's probably going to control K that and reclaim it in his base. All right. Shield Heavy on the way for Neogun, who been kind of quiet this game outside of the Bomber two-step that he showed off for us earlier this game. But yeah, primarily T1. He does have a Tech 2 HQ. Seems to be throwing a lot of his mass into Eco right now, as he's got all core T3 mexes. It's very good. Might be a good time to start thinking about Tech 3. Getting up to Tech 3, shitting out some Harbingers. Potentially a GC. Monkey Lord on the way now for St. Pauli. So that monkey that I think he had built initially to be a response for the chicken out from Skippy, now being used offensively. A couple of Tech 2 PD in its way. Takes off a small chunk of health. Drops below 40,000 HP. Monkey, if y'all don't know, the weakest of the experimentals as far as HP goes, or the land-based experimentals, I should say, as far as HP goes, that doesn't have a shield. I'm not going to finish this sentence. The Fat Boy is also weaker. I'm an idiot. Yeah. Never mind. Monkey is the cheapest experimental unit. There we go. That's a factual thing that I can say. In some ways, I feel like this cast is just going beautifully. I feel like I'm really flowing. And then in other ways, I feel like I'm saying some of the dumbest shit I think I've ever said in my life. So, but it's okay. We're all here for it. I'm here for it. All right, Monkey making its way into Neogun's base. Neogun got a couple of T2 PD there. Chicken to the northeast. Stingers being brought in as well. There are bouncers in this mix, so needs to make sure that AA is able to cover that Monkey Lord. As he kiss your power grid goodbye, sir. I think he did finish his shield heavy upgrade though, and appears to be getting enough power from overflow and the one T2 power generator. He does have to keep his shields active. I think that Monkey Lord could actually square off against this Ithoda right now with all the brick support that it has. Hell, I think even the bricks alone could just kill it, especially with the Percivals back here. But Monkey Lord needs to be committed to something right now. I vote Skippy's secondary base over here, or Neogun. That works too. Going after Neogun. Neogun's calm. Shield is down, and Neogun is out of there, baby. Home run from St. Pauli. Top of the 6th inning. Is that a way you call baseball? I've literally only heard the bottom of the 9th. What does that actually mean? Does that mean that there's 2 outs? It was not good on land. It's pretty good in the water, but trip over my own feet on land. Monkey Lord, though, now going into this base, which was actually not claimed by anybody at the beginning. It was a redundant base that still had the mexes spawn. Taking out some mass, taking out some energy, taking out some air factories, and we got some Percivals also making their way in there from, I think it's going to be Stoned Elf, as they have well and truly blown this flank wide open. Monkey not going to make its way all the way through, but I think they got some good damage done here. Neogun out of the game, no full share, so his base is gonzo. Are getting some Percivals back into the main base. Took out a T3 Mex there from the air player. We'll see if they can get another one. I think that would make it a little bit more worth it, because they do have a mobile missile launcher, so that's going to help quite a bit. Might have been overstating the mobile missile launcher's worth. Much like I overstate my own self-worth to this community. That is an interesting formation. It's going to target. Oh shit, I shouldn't have said that loud. Now my wife's going to take me to Target. Crap. Oh well. Y'all will cover for me, right? You'll just say like, hey, he's doing really important things. You can't go to Target. I hate Target. I remember there was this one girl who wanted to have like, that I was going on a date with in college. And she wanted to have our first date at Target. I was like, 21-year-old me was like, yeah, this isn't that bad of a thing. And then like 28-year-old me is like, you should have fucking run, man. Like, imagine a first date at a Target. Like you're just like following a girl around, watching her look at like furniture or like shoes or I don't know, clothes. What do girls even buy at Target? That girl was obsessed with like this little dollar section that was like the very opening of the store. I never quite understood that. So it was all like really, really cheap stuff. I'm like, if you want really, really cheap stuff, I can show you like multiple stores where there's a lot of really, really cheap stuff. It's called Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and there's probably more of them out there as well. But Nano Repair on the way for Axel. Fat Boy being pushed forward there from Korn. He's now shed the leash of his master. He's now becoming a proper freak of his own. Fat Boy as well out from Skippy. It looks like it took some damage. It might have been from the Monkey Lord, and I just didn't call it out earlier, which is extremely possible. And that Ithoda actually was never reclaimed, so Skippy did not have chicken for dinner. He's going to go and have himself St. Paul, I think, instead. Either that or a stoned elf. Okay. Keep it together, Duelist. Alright. Alright, so 2 pushes. Let's see if I can do this correctly. Which button is it? Is it home? Ah, yes. Split screen, baby. Alright. We got broadswords. And that Fat Boy from Korn is now being moved forward and get that out of there. So y'all can see both sides of the map relatively well. There can't be that much else important going on the map. I think Guile did like an entire cast like this at one point, which is just nuts. I can barely pay attention to 1 screen, let alone pay attention to 2 screens. Actually, I do have 2 screens. What I really should do is enable that secondary adapter and just put the mini-map on my other screen. Or another projection on my other screen. So that I don't miss any comm kills. But either way, alright. Fat Boy and Chicken now pushing into Death Squad's base. Axel getting absolutely pelted by the obese child banging on his door. So he drops down to 10,000 HP and really seems not bothered at all by this. Because his buddies are pinging him. Oh, he's going for an upgrade. I was about to be like, hello. It's literally like the, it's literally the dog in the burning house. Like, this is fine. I'm okay with the way that things are happening right now. What is he upgrading? It's got to be Advanced Nano or something. Yeah, that's what it was. Advanced Nano. Jumps up to 40,000 HP. He's fine. He could probably take Fat Boy fire for the rest of the game continuously and not die. Alright, Thoda under attack from several bricks as Axel's base just starts crumbling here. They're going to be able to force the Thoda off of the front line temporarily, but Broadsword's going to mop up all the bricks. And right now we have, I think, some confusion going on here as some of these guys are reclaiming and others are building. So not quite sure what that's about, but they need to get their stories straight as far as what they're going to be doing in the Brave New World. Axel is actually gaining health while he's running away from the Fat Boy, so there's that. We can probably go to a single screen now. Hit the right button. On a roll today, baby. All right. Fat Boy is now out from the Stoned Elf, so the Stoned Elf has made an obese child. And Fat Boy continuing to pressure there from Korn. I mean, tactical nuke on the way for Quirky. I mean, if you could get that up, that might put a stop to this push. But this is becoming a very, very tough position, I think, for team number 2. They recovered, I think, really well from the strats earlier, and we're hitting back pretty hard. But that eco difference is now starting to show, as we're now there's about a, how much is that? 12,000 mass difference between the two. That's literally the exact same as it was. No, wait, that's not right. No, that is right. Yeah. It's literally the same as it was last time I said it. Okay, Tech 3 on the way for Skippity Boppity Doondah. Shield on the way for Korn. And Skippy been playing a lot of this front line on his own. He's been playing absolutely superbly. 1700 rated player. And even though Team 2 have really only lost their Ode to the 80s and Maverick, I guess Ode to 2022 as well, they've been really struggling here. Megalith is up from St. Paul, though. Starting to duke it out with some of these Percivals, though. These bricks, though, need to be deployed to help out the Megalith, because the Megalith cannot deal with this many Percivals on its own, and a chicken, and the broadswords. All right, the Megalith's dead. All right, bricks are now being brought in. Megalith being brought back, doing the backwards crab walk. But there she blows. And Death Squad moving his heir to intercept. And I think somebody died there, but I couldn't tell who. Or it might have been, did the tactical nuke? Oh, tactical nuke is done for Quirky, so that was actually a Billy nuke that was launched there. Thought somebody had died there. All right, Ithoda has now been targeted by the Stone Delph, so Beast Child. Next, we've got the Ithoda, Fat Boy, and another Ithoda now out from Skippity Boppity. And this is starting to become continuing to become a really rough position here. Is Axel, even with all of his nano repair goodness and upgrades, not going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with the chicken. Probably didn't have enough overcharge. I think if he had, I don't know, if he had like 8 or 9, if you had like 8 or 9 P energy storage, might have been able to stand toe-to-toe. Ravagers now ravaging the chicken. Gorn has built another experimental unit. Probably another Fat Boy. As this front Ithoda taking a lot of damage from both Percivals as well as Ravagers. And a Fat Boy is going to go down, I think, here. But it goes down like right in the middle of St. Paul's as well as Stone Delph's bases. I think that Electrical Storm gonna do some work there. We've still got another Ithoda to worry about. This one, about 50% HP. Does have full vet though, so 50% HP equals about 60,000 health, which I can't remember exactly how much the Ithoda has to begin with. I think it's like 70 or 80. I mean, it might as well be a fully health Ithoda. Got a 4 ranks Ithoda up here. We have another Billy nuke being launched there from Quirky, whose base is pretty much done, and things are really starting to collapse now for Team 2. Death Squad going for teleporter. He's about 25% of the way done on that. Does he already have laser? He doesn't have laser. I think this is a little bit too late there. They got off to such a good start. They kicked a lot of players out of the map, kicked out flanks. They basically like opened up the entire middle for themselves, just unable to really capitalize on it. I believe I actually said that no share was on this game. This game is full share, so just to be clear there. As Death Squad goes down, Ithoda coming in on St. Paul's base, or what's left of it. And we do have a Quirky over here continuing to launch his missiles. We got Stone Elf's commander down here in the south. And where is... Oh, there it is. Wow. St. Paul is running for the hills, literally. As I think we got Stone Elf bowing out there. Can't imagine Quirky's going to want to stay in this game very much longer. Or we'll see if there's a snipe attempt coming in. As everything transitions over there to St. Paul. Or what's left of it after this chicken runs its way through their base. And as the game finishes up, we can watch the lovely salt between some of the players. Awasa even being finished up there from Skippy. And there's a strat coming in for Quirky. Same with the Oasa and gunships. Should be over here pretty soon. Bump this up a little bit. While this game is finishing, I'll take the opportunity to thank everybody for tuning in. My channel turned 2 years old not too long ago, so I really appreciate y'all tuning in and continuing to be awesome people. It's definitely super motivating for me, and I speak for all content creators out there whenever I say that we could not do what we do without the support from y'all as far as likes, comments, watching our videos, etc. Even dislikes and constructive criticism. Like, it doesn't all have to be just blowing smoke up our asses. Anyway, with that, submit any replays to the main FAF replay channel. That's the best place to get casted. I pull replays from there. A lot of casters pull replays from there. So if you're interested in getting casted, that's probably going to be your best bet. Feel free to add me on Discord, and I think that's going to be about it. I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.